Yallo, Charlux here, and today we're working on another redstone video. Well, we're gonna be working on Bedrock Edition. Just kidding, I don't know how to make Bedrock redstone. But we're gonna actually be comparing Education Edition with Redstone because Education Edition adds some fairly cool new items. In this video, we're gonna be mainly these four over here. Now, if you don't know, Education Edition is the edition that Minecraft released for schools to use for education purposes, but they did allow a little toggle in Bedrock Edition that allows you to have access to the Education Edition in your Minecraft worlds. Now that is in both survival, so you can break down items into compounds and elements and things like that, and also in creative, which is where we are right now. So I want to dive into these exclusive little Education Edition items and compare that to Java Redstone. Now remember, I'm not going to be showing every single Education Edition item because these are just the ones I found most interesting. It's things like hardened glass that they do include in Education Edition. You can kind of only do that with Redstone using like dispensers with water, and it's not very pretty and it's not very useful, right? Gonna be touching up on these four items. Let's jump right into that, shall we? Now, before I actually start the section, I apologize if there is any little noises in the background. It is currently raining, and I wanted to push this video as soon as possible because I really like this idea. Now we're gonna start with the underwater TNT, and with the color and name, you can probably tell what it does. You place it underwater, place a lever, and just boom, it will explode. It's really simple to make. I think it's just TNT and one of the compounds or elements. I haven't played around with it in survival yet, but I'm pretty sure you can make it at the chemistry table or the compound table. It's called something like that. If you play around with Education Edition, you can find it easily, and it basically serves the purpose of TNT. But you can place it underwater because, as you know, TNT underwater does blow up, deal damage, but it doesn't destroy blocks. Let's hop into Java Edition. I can show you a little trick to actually make that possible. As you can see, we've hopped back into Java Edition. We are in my redstone testing world, and I've made this little contraption over here that has a pulse extender and some observers, well, one observer. And if we just place the TNT, we ignite regular TNT. As you can see, it doesn't actually blow up any blocks, as I've said. But if we have like a leveled floor here, we place some sand on top of the piston, and we place some TNT, boom. Those are gonna fall together, become one, and actually allow the TNT to explode. Now this is just a machine to make it easier. You just put sand here. I think you can just have observer detect this and push sand into here if you want to make it refillable. But if that's not the case, you can just always do a simpler alternative, which is literally do it manually. You can get TNT, sand, and you can ignite the TNT. It goes together. I don't think that followed. Yeah, that doesn't work, but they need to fall in the same place. But this just makes it a little bit more automatic. You can hook up a thing that, you know, allows you to push sand into it. But it's a cooler mechanic if you're trying to dig underwater and you don't actually want to dry it up. Now let's jump into another part of the Education Edition, which is going to be the ice bombs. Now, just like the underwater TNT, it is kind of obvious what the ice bombs do. If I grab it over here and throw it in the lake, boom. This forms the water that I shoot it at into ice. Now, I don't actually know if this is compatible with a dispenser. You should test that out. I'm pretty sure it is, but it just allows you to freeze a large area easily. Now, you're thinking, this is a projectile and it freezes water. What is similar in a Java Edition? Armor stance. Yeah, that's what's similar. If you look at the boots over there, You can see they're kind of glowing. That's because they're enchanted. Now, the properties that interact with enchantments and armor stands are kind of very specific, and this is an example of them. If we put Frostwalker boots on an armor stand and we push it through water, it freezes just like as if we were actually using the enchantment. Which, of course, the ice is not permanent, but it works regardless. And while the ice bomb was an amazing tool at freezing a lot of water, this one is actually quite the opposite. This is the heat block, and as you can kind of tell, if you place it near ice or snow, well, it begins to melt. Now, as you can see, all of this is not melting. This is because I was placing a heat block over there. None of this is melting, but as soon as we place a heat block near this, it begins to melt. And if I place more, oh, I didn't even need to place more. See, ice is already melting. And same applies to snow. There aren't any slowy areas over here, but it does work for that. Now that's pretty interesting. How are we gonna do that? Redstone, huh? So this is actually pretty simple. A lot of light blocks actually emit heat. I mean, quote-unquote heat. But things like torches, glowstone, and redstone lamps, turn them on, or they're around ice and snow, actually begin to melt it, right? So if we add a little more, see, it's already melting and it's becoming water. Now, this is useful for things like building in snow biomes. If you don't want to make glass roof on like a really high layer, you can always just put some torches and some glowstone around. Actually, I used to play on a server where the spawn was in a biome that was like a meadow, and then right near it was like a really snowy taiga, and we had to make a lot of paths in the snow, so that's why I had a lot of torches, which does help also against mobs. So you kind of get two benefits with only one little light source. Now, I think I saved up the most interesting block for last. Education Edition adds a bunch of different balloons from all different colors. So if you go to this chicken over here, bye chicken, and they're weirdly detailed, not even squares. You can just put them on mobs and make them fly. Unfortunately, you can't put them while they're on a boat, so they can't go on a little flying cruise, but you can put them on boat directly, right? And unfortunately, you can't really step on it. If I get a boat over here, I cannot ride with it. And you can't not enter the boat. See here, I try to interact with the boat, it actually unties the balloon. Okay, so you can't go flying, which, flying? Mobs? Well, I think Redstone is actually gonna win this one, because we all know what's the best machine at flying, right? Well, that's simple. Flying machines. But these aren't flying machines. It's above us. A thing the balloon couldn't do was hold up a sheep in a boat. And what we're gonna be doing is holding up a sheep in a boat. Now, if we take this simple flying machine and we just update the block over here, you can see our sheep buddy over there is flying. Well, son. If we don't want him to burn up, gonna break the observers. Now, I'm gonna be honest, 3 sheep, so we're just me forgetting which side the observer actually went to which direction. So I updated here and it went to there, and the slime blocks are here, but I updated there and the slime blocks are there, so I forget things easily, okay? I forget things easily. It's not that I don't know how they work, honestly. My memory sometimes. But yeah. This has been it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it inspired you to play a little bit with Minecraft Education Edition and Redstone. If you want, leave video ideas down below. I will be doing anything you throw at me, I will try, right? Well, I think this has been a quick, good little video. Hope you enjoyed it. This has been it. Bye-bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's kind of obvious. Flying machines. But as you can see, these aren't really flying machines. It's above us. And the thing the balloon couldn't do was hold up a sheep in a boat. Well, we're gonna prove that little balloon wrong. Long dramatic sigh.